My name is Dr. Tahir Nizam. Welcome to Pharma E-Class. I am Associate Professor at Smriti College of Pharmaceutical Education, Indore. Today we will start our new topic, that is UV spectroscopy. This is one of the very important topic in pharmaceutical analysis, and we will start with introduction to UV visible spectroscopy. Before start UV spectroscopy, UV visible spectroscopy, I would like to introduce with you some certain terminologies which is important to learn this topic. First of all, electromagnetic radiation. What are electromagnetic radiation? This whole topic depends upon the UV light or visible light, which is a type of electromagnetic radiation. You have heard about radios, FM channels. You heard about microwaves, which is used in your house in kitchens. You had heard about infrared radiations, which are very harmful, which are coming from sun. And you know very well about visible light, which is coming from sun. And you also learn about UV radiations, which are used in cleaning water, in water purifiers, and UV radiations are used for sanitization of currencies, and UV radiations are used in sanitization of clothes, etc. You also heard about X-rays when you go to an orthopedic doctor when he diagnosed you with a fracture and he instruct you to go for an X-ray test. And there is a machine which emits certain radiation which pass through your hands or legs to understand the structure of bone or fracture in the bone. So there are X-rays, and you also heard about gamma rays. So students, all these type of rays, that is gamma rays, X-rays, UV rays, visible rays, infrared radiations, microwaves, radio waves, are all type of electromagnetic radiations. So our area of interest is UV visible radiation in this particular topic. These are type of electromagnetic radiation which are associated with certain amount of energy. And the basic principle in this spectroscopy technique is, since the UV rays have associated with certain energy, so that energy can be utilized to excite the electrons of any compound. And that excited electrons go from the ground state to excited state, and when they reach from excited state to ground state, they emit the amount of energy which is absorbed, and they emit the amount of energy, and that energy is quantified by our instrument, and that will measure the concentration and the amount of the substance. So in short, we can say that with the help of energy of UV light and visible light, we can utilize this energy for excitation of electron, and this is the basic principle of UV spectroscopy. In fact, we will discuss in our next lecture the principle of UV spectroscopy. You heard about Lambert-Beard law, which is a very famous law which is given by two scientists, Lambert and Beard. They correlate the principle of UV spectroscopy. They correlate the matter of absorption of light, which depend upon the concentration or the length of the solution. So to start with the introduction, let us discuss some type of terminologies. So this is a wave which have electromagnetic radiation wave which I have drawn, and you can see there are some crests and there are some troughs. So these elevated bulging parts which is above the baseline are known as crest, and these are depressed parts are known as troughs. And first of all, we discuss what is wavelength, because every electromagnetic radiation is associated with certain terminologies like wavelength, wave number, frequency, energy, etc. Let us discuss one by one. Wavelength can be defined as it is the distance between two consecutive crests or two consecutive troughs in a wave. So for an electromagnetic wave, this is electromagnetic wave, two consecutive crests or two consecutive troughs you can see. So the distance between these two consecutive crests or this distance between two consecutive troughs can be known as, is known as wavelength. Wavelength itself determines wave and length. So it is the length of wave. So how can you determine the length of wave? Distance between two crests or two troughs is known as wavelength, and this wavelength is denoted by Greek letter lambda. It is denoted by lambda. Lambda, lambda. So lambda is the terminology which is used to denote the wavelength, and the unit of wavelength is generally we use wavelength in nanometers and angstrom, in microns or millimicrons. So what is wavelength? Wavelength is the distance between two crests, consecutive crests or two consecutive troughs. Crests are the elevated bulged portion which is above the line, and troughs are the depressed portion which is below the line. Next we come to wave number. What is wave number? Number of waves which pass through space of 1 centimeter. So we can say that wave number is the distance, the number of waves which pass through a particular space of 1 centimeter, and it is reciprocal of wavelength, and it is denoted by nu bar. It is denoted by nu bar, and it is, since it is reciprocal of wavelength, so we can denote that nu bar is equal to 1 upon lambda, and its unit is centimeter inverse. Next unit is frequency. Frequency is the number of waves that pass through a particular point in 1 second. So we can say that these all electromagnetic radiation have different frequencies. Different frequencies, that means they have different speed. So frequency we can define as from this particular reference point in 1 second how many waves pass, that is known as frequency. So frequency is number of waves which can pass through point, a unit point, in duration of 1 second, and it is denoted by nu. So nu is inversely proportional to lambda. The nu is inversely proportional to lambda. If we remove the inversely proportional sign and we fix a constant, we will get a expression nu is equal to c upon lambda. Here c is velocity of electromagnetic radiation, and the value of c is constant. It is approximately, it is 2.99 into 10 to the power 8 centimeter second inverse, or it is 3 into 10 to the power 10 centimeter second inverse. And the unit of frequency is cycle per second, or it is also defined as hertz. Next terminology is energy. So next is energy of electromagnetic radiation. As we discussed various parameters like frequency, wavelength and wave number, the next parameter of electromagnetic radiation associated with electromagnetic radiation is energy. As I told you that the basic principle of any spectroscopy is to determine the qualitative analysis of any substance. For this we need energy, and certainly every electromagnetic radiation, whether it be X-rays, gamma rays, UV rays, visible rays, infrared rays or microwave rays, radio waves, all are associated with some amount of energy. So that we can study what is energy. So energy is the amount of electromagnetic radiation is associated with some amount of energy, and that energy is denoted by capital E, and the value of energy is equal to h nu. Here h is Planck's constant, and in this lecture we are studying nu is frequency. So we can substitute this frequency with c by lambda, because frequency, we know that frequency is c by lambda. So E is equal to h into c by lambda, where h is Planck constant, E is energy of electromagnetic radiation, c is the velocity of electromagnetic radiation, and lambda is the wavelength. So the h is Planck constant and its value is fixed, that is 6.626 into 10 to the power minus 27 earth second. So this is energy of electromagnetic radiation. So till now we have studied various aspects of electromagnetic radiation like frequency, wavelength, wave number and energy. Now on the basis of this knowledge, this study, now in next class we will going to discuss the principle of UV spectroscopy, which is based on absorption laws. What are absorption laws? Absorption laws are given by two scientists, Lambert and Beard, which are correlated with each other, and they are both combinedly known as Lambert-Beard law, which is related to absorption of electromagnetic radiation by any organic substances, and that absorption will depend upon certain parameters that we will discuss in our next video. Thank you very much.